TPS, familias que luchan por el bienestar. TPS, TPS, un pueblo entero en este lugar. Sí se puede, si organizamos nuestro bienestar. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Let me hear you in any language. La 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 works just as well. ¿Listos? Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. ¿Está presente El Salvador?
Sí.
¿Está presente Honduras?
Sí.
¿Está presente Nicaragua?
Sí.
¿Está presente Haití?
Sí.
¿Qué tal la República Dominicana?
Bien.
¿Está presente América?
Sí.
¿Quién es América?
Sí.
¿Quién es América? ¿Quién es América? De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores son los pajarillos que vienen de afuera. Sí se puede, si me das tú la mano y luchamos juntos para ganar. ¿Quién va a ganar el TPS? No los oigo. ¿Quién va a ganar el TPS?
Nosotros.
No les creo. ¿Quién va a ganar el TPS?
La gente.
Que se oiga, se puede.
Sí.
Eso. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Juntos. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Organízate, mi hermana. Organízate, mi hermano, que si nos organizamos, nuestra vida mejorará. Todos, organízate, mi hermana. Ramón, organízate, mi hermano. Claro, que si nos organizamos, nuestra vida mejorará. Let's hear it for Unite here in the house. ¡Órale! ¿Qué tal carecen? ¿Qué tal the Janitor Junior 87? ¿Se puede? ¡Eso! ¡Organízate! Organízate, mi hermano. ¡Vamos! Organízate, mi hermana. Que si nos organizamos, nuestra vida mejorará. Todos. Organízate, mi hermana. Organízate, mi hermano. Que si nos organizamos, nuestra vida mejorará. Let's save TPS. Can we do it? Will we save TPS? I don't hear you. Are we going to save TPS or what?
Yeah.
Let's get organized, my sister. Let's get organized, my brother. If we organize together, we will build a better life. Todos. Let's get organized, my sister. Brother. Let's get organized, my brother. If we organize together, we will build a better life. Can we save TPS?
Yes.
What does TPS mean?
Temporary protection status.
Doesn't like it's not an easy chant, ¿verdad? But let's know, what the hell does it mean?
Temporary protected status.
It also means happy, productive families, ¿verdad?
Yes.
It also means children able to go to school, yes?
Yes.
Órale. Can we say organízate?
Yes.
Organízate.
Organízate.
Organize. Organízate, mi hermana. Todos. Organízate, mi hermano. Can you clap with your palms so we can make some noise? Organízate, mi hermana. Todos. Organízate, mi hermano. Que si nos organizamos, nuestra vida mejorará. Loco tú. Organízate, mi hermana. Organízate, mi hermano. Que si nos organizamos, nuestra vida mejorará. Let me hear that ah together. Ah.
We are here today to say, Mrs. Nancy Pelosi, that we urge you to champion renewing temporary protected status, TPS, for all 13 countries. We are here to continue the fight. Pueblo que lucha triunfa. Okay, everybody. Pueblo que lucha triunfa. No somos 100. Pinche Trump, cuéntenos bien. Otra vez. No somos uno, no somos 100. Pinche Trump, cuéntenos bien. De aquí nadie se va. Se ve, se siente, seremos residentes. Okay, thank you everybody. To start this, we have Carmen Guardado. She is a member of el comité de TPS. Es una beneficiaria. Ella nos va a dirigir unas palabritas y es parte también de la delegación a la oficina de la representante Nancy Pelosi.
Buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Carmen. Yo soy beneficiaria del TPS. Tengo 16 años con el TPS. ¿En qué me afectaría si yo me voy a El Salvador? Me afectaría en que tengo 23 años trabajando acá y ya toda mi vida, toda una vida en este país.
So people have asked me what it would cost me to be deported or to have to go back. Well, I would say it's a whole life that I've lived here, 23 years of being in this country, building my family, building our community.
Sería muy difícil que me deportaran en estos momentos. Toda mi familia vive en este país. Yo no tengo a nadie en aquel país, yo ya no lo conozco. Y hay mucha delincuencia.
My whole family lives here. We're all here. There's no one I have in the country from where I came. There's a lot of violence. There's nothing for me over there.
Como digo, es difícil y esa es la lucha que tenemos ahora. Esperamos que nos escuchen y que el presidente no nos deporte. Somos millones.
So that's the struggle we have today. Struggling that the president not engage in deporting us. We are millions.
Try.
Tengan buenas tardes todos. Gracias por estar aquí con nosotros y siempre en la lucha, que sí se puede.
Thank you very much for being with us. We're continuing struggle. Sí se puede. So if we can come together a little bit closer, there's a song born right here in this building, as a matter of fact, because TPS are 3 letters, but we have to show the world a human face. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of people.
Millions of people.
Millions of people, that's correct, thank you. At least 400,000 children who are our future right here. Song goes like this.
Right, they are our future.
Our children are sacred, nuestros niños son sagrados. Our children are beautiful, bellos son. Our children are gifts, son el regalo más amado. Children are sacred, sagrados son. ¿Se lo aprendieron?
Sí.
Choose your language, English or Spanish, or make up another one. Ready? Our children are sacred. Our children are sacred, nuestros niños son sagrados. Our children are beautiful, bellos son gifts. Our children are gifts, son el regalo más amado. Our children are sacred, sagrados son. Y aquí están, cruzando fronteras, y aquí están trayendo la verdad. Son la voz de Dios y nuestra conciencia, pues por la violencia cruzando están todos. Our children are sacred, nuestros niños son sagrados. Our children are beautiful, bellos son. Our children are gifts, son el regalo más amado. Our children are sacred, sagrados son. Yeah, here they come, eyes wide open. Here they come, bearing gifts. They for a better tomorrow from the pain and sorrow. For they build the future from what we have done. Yeah, together. Our children are sacred, nuestros niños son sagrados. Our children are beautiful, ellos son. Our children are gifts, son el regalo más amado. Our children are sacred, sagrados son. Yeah, y aquí están, llenos de esperanza, de una vida con ganas de amar, pues son las maestras, doctores, artistas, madres, ingenieras de un mundo de paz. Todos. Our children are sacred, nuestros niños son sagrados. Our children are beautiful, bellos son. Our children are gifts, son el regalo más amado. Our children are sacred, sagrados son. Our children are sacred. We welcome and embrace the families. Let me hear those signs up in the air, give them a love. We declare sanctuary, yeah, building bridges, not walls. Oh, sanctuary, yeah. We all belong to the earth. Yeah. Our children are sacred, yeah.
Don't you forget that, though.
Sagrados son, por eso vamos a cuidarlos. Sagrados son, quererlos, amarlos. Sagrados. ¿Qué dicen when mis sagrados son? Sagrados son. Our next speaker. Se puede.
Okay, gracias everybody, thank you. Okay, pero para no sentir el frío, aquí y allá la lucha seguirá. Todos, aquí y allá la lucha seguirá. Okay, José Ramos. ¿Dónde se fue José Ramos? Aquí está.
Buenas tardes a todos, gracias por venir. Mi nombre es José Ramos, soy de Honduras, tengo 20 años de vivir aquí en Estados Unidos, soy beneficiario del TPS y eso pues me abrió las puertas para tener un buen trabajo. Trabajo en el aeropuerto de San Francisco, me da mucho gusto. Aporto a la comunidad aquí a Estados Unidos, pero estoy preocupado por la situación del gobierno de Trump, que está cancelando el TPS, el estatus de protección temporal de Honduras, y también está amenazando con terminar con los de El Salvador también. Estamos aquí para pedirle a la congresista Nancy Pelosi que nos apoye con una propuesta de ley que está en el Congreso, que es la de Nancy Velázquez, que es la que nos lleva camino a la residencia. Y por eso estamos aquí pidiéndole el apoyo, y así es que les pedimos el apoyo a todos ustedes, que llamen a los congresistas, que nos apoyen con la propuesta de Nancy Pelosi. Gracias por apoyarnos y gracias por venir.
All right, gracias, Jose.
Glory, hallelujah.
Okay, our next speaker is Tarek.
Hello. Thank you all for coming. My name is Tariq Samman. I was born and raised in Syria. I've been in the US for 5 years. The Trump administration and their attack on people of color, immigrants, indigenous, poor people, and LGBTQ community must end.
Tell it like it is, brother.
Today we are standing here to demand that our people and all migrants in this country have a right to stay with their families, move freely, and live with dignity. We're here because TPS is under attack. People who have fled their countries due to state violence and who were mostly at the hands of the US and other Western imperialist capitalistic countries. After being told that they can safely remain in the US, they are now being told that they have nowhere to go and will be targeted and criminalized here just as they were targeted in their homeland. These are our families, our neighbors, our communities.
That's right.
The US is once again trying to rip apart and destroy our communities.
It's not going to happen.
They did it overseas and they're doing it again here.
We're not going to let it happen.
This is part of the daily trauma oppressed communities endure as a result of a systemic racism for generations in this country and globally. What does it mean for thousands of residents of the SFP area to be living in a daily reality uncertain of whether or not they will be able to remain with their families tomorrow? That's just crazy. Like every night you go to sleep, like, am I going to be deported tomorrow? Or the day after? Or a week? Or a month? Or 6 months from now? We need not to forget that this is an indigenous land colonized by the US. The US has profited off of the labor and sweat of indigenous, black, brown, and poor people since its inception. This is a place
Right.
that
It's a true fact. Tell it like it is. It's the truth.
I want to thank you all for coming and all those who put on this rally. I see you all. We stand with you. I stand with you in this fight
I stand
because
with
immigrants'
everybody
rights is
out here
human
too.
rights. We are united in our struggle for freedom, dignity, and liberation for all oppressed people. We
Right.
all deserve the right to live in dignity and not to face the targeting
Amen to
of
that.
racist and xenophobic administration. We are building a movement. Let's continue to build together and fight for our freedom to stay, freedom to move, and freedom to return.
Glory, hallelujah. Amen.
This is
to
an
that.
assertion of solidarity with all immigrants, regardless of documentation or place of origin. We believe that everyone should have the freedom to move without the threats of violence generated by
Amen.
voters and racist, xenophobic immigration policies like this administration. And this is not exclusive for the Trump administration. This is the historical practices of this government, of the US government, for
Right.
decades.
Right.
Thank you all.
And now we have Abdul, one of the fighters on the side of Haiti.
Hi, everybody. My presence here is the testimony. When we talk about TPS orders, we have here a large picture of what America is about. All races, all origins. And we're speaking here on behalf of TPS orders from all the 13 different countries. And I'm speaking here on behalf of the Haitian community. We all heard what happened in Haiti in 2010. And we know what was there before, the earthquake. And we don't believe that anybody serious can stand in front of the entire people and then say Haiti has been able to overcome, the damages after this natural calamity. Let's be more serious about that. And we have elected officials. And I would like to make it clear, let's not put ourselves in a corner where we have to choose between parents and children. Let's not put ourselves in a corner where we have to choose between TPS and DACA. We're here to say clearly that no temporary status should remain temporary, and that we need to remain to get two main things. First of all, make sure that we have the extension that gives us time to continue working, to continue lobbying, to continue speaking to our elected officials, because our ultimate objective is that any temporary resident in the United States should become a permanent resident. So let's turn the T of a temporary status into the P of a permanent status. And of course, and of course, citizenship is the day whenever we all of us got citizens. That's the day we're gonna stop the struggle. For the time being, let's all unite as the children of God and then pray. And I'd like to say thank you. As an immigrant, I'm always very sensitive. When I see some of our fellows, they don't know what a green card looks like. They don't know what it is like to get a visa. They don't know what it is like to run across the border to get into America, yet they're here. And we see the weather. And I think that this is a whole blessing. And that's why I'd like to say again, let's understand our TPS holders. They're scared. And being afraid is a natural feeling. And so let's make the step. If you have a status that protects you, please come out. And let's understand that our brothers and sisters who are under TPS are afraid of coming out. And we should understand that. And it's a natural feeling. So again, I would like to say thank you. And remember that the entire humanity today is represented in the population under TPS. And again, we need to continue fighting. And let's not put ourselves in a corner where we have to choose between DACA and TPS. We say any temporary status should be turned into a permanent status.
Amen.
And thank you to everybody. God bless you all.
Amen.
San Francisco Labor Council.
Good afternoon, buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
¿Sí ya lo comieron? Buenas tardes.
Buenas tardes.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can everyone say the word angustia? For those of you who do not have the honor of speaking Spanish, can you say the word angustia?
Angustia.
That means anguish in Spanish. For a lot of working families, hotel workers, janitors, construction workers, hospital workers who have made their lives here in the United States under TPS, they've been living under a lot of anguish for the last 12, going on 15 months on the 17th of this month. For a lot of our members, for a lot of working families, the anguish that we're facing. Last year in November, we saw a nurse that over 20 years worked at a hospital in Oakland and couldn't be attending the graduation of her daughters. We've seen a lot of this happen last May. We saw a lot of these raids happen in June, not just here, not just unique in San Francisco, but throughout the entire country, where we're seeing families being torn apart. My name is Olga Miranda. I'm the Secretary-Treasurer of the San Francisco Labor Council, and my brother Tim Paulson was not able to attend this action because he's handling another situation that's going on in the city right now. I also represent the San Francisco janitors of SEIU Local 87 here in the city. And with that comes a huge responsibility that as labor unions, we don't just share the responsibility on our shoulders of negotiating contracts and benefits and pensions. Our job doesn't just end there. In fact, it goes a lot beyond that, where we're also fighting and we're also at the forefront of ensuring the rights of all of our families who are both undocumented, who are beneficiaries of TPS, and our children who are DACA recipients. We wake up every morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, and we'll go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning for hotel workers and janitors. The reason we do that is specifically so that our children have a much better opportunity than our parents did. With that, our families are living under a lot of anguish. And it hasn't just been today at the mark that we're on the brink of getting a decision heard. It's happening every day on the job, whether or not we'll be called off the job to be able to be introduced to Homeland Security. These are the types of issues that we're facing on a daily basis. The anguish, the painstaking process of not knowing if you'll be picked up at a bus stop, or the fact that you went to file a domestic dispute at a police department, if you'll be asked what your status is. It's anguish. And that's what our families and workers and students have been living on, whether or not they'll be able to remain here and know that their parents will be able to continue being with them. Ha sido una gran angustia lo que nuestras familias han tenido que atravesar, no solo en los últimos 12 meses, sino llevamos varios años la inseguridad de saber si van a seguir renovando TPS. Todas las familias trabajadoras se merecen tener la seguridad de que no van a ser deportados, de que no se les va a pedir ser sacados del país, deportados del país. Pero la angustia en la que viven nuestros miembros y las familias trabajadoras en esta ciudad que han construido esta nación, esta es la patada que nos dan cuando ya no nos quieren. Y tenemos que estar aquí. Este es un gran testamento, que sea sol, sea el viento, sea en la nieve o en la lluvia. Las familias estamos paradas para poder pelear por todas nuestras familias afectadas. This is a true testament that in the rain, in the snow, under conditions we're in, that we're willing to stand up for all of our families that are affected by this. Para nuestras familias que han sido deportadas, estamos todavía peleando por ellos. Pero TPS debe de ser algo permanente, no temporal, permanente. Hemos estado aquí por muchos años, nuestros miembros y sus familias han criado, han comprado sus hogares, han mandado sus hijos a las universidades. Y con eso nos merecemos, y con esas contribuciones que hemos podido hacer, que se nos merecemos poder quedar aquí. So, con eso, muchísimas gracias por parte del Consejo Laboral de San Francisco y los 150,000 trabajadores bajo ello. Estamos en solidaridad. Organized Labor está presente, los sindicatos estamos presentes en esta lucha. Estas peleas no se van a ganar en solitos. Tenemos que estar unidos. Ahora más que nunca debemos estar unidos. Now more than ever, these fights no one can win alone. There is no one who carries the banner of immigrants. It is all of us. It is on all of our shoulders. Amen. The fight of immigrants. Thank you so much on behalf of the San Francisco Labor Council.
Organízate, mi hermano, vamos. Organízate, mi hermana, que si nos organizamos, nuestra vida mejorará. Todos. Organízate, mi hermana, organízate, mi hermano, que si nos organizamos, nuestra vida mejorará. We're gonna save TPS or what? Yeah! Let's get organized, my sister. Let's get organized, my brother. If we organize together, we will build a better life. Let's get organized, my sister.